Good morning, everybody. Andrew Schartenberg here, your mortgage engineer. Today is Wednesday, February 2nd. It is pouring rain in the cold, icy Northeast, and I'm here with your rate report and homebuyer tip of the day. Today, we are exactly the same as where we were yesterday so far. Conventional, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, 30-year fixed rates, 0 points, are at 4.875, and FHA and VA government loans, 30-year fixed, 0 point, perfect scenario loans again, are going to be at 4.625%. So you have about a 0.25% spread between conventional and government loans today, and that's really where we've been. The 10-year yield on the Treasury bonds is at 3.44, which is exactly where it was yesterday, and there's really no economic data coming out today either. So I really do not expect, and furthermore, the stock market's very flat. The Dow closed yesterday just over the 12,000 mark. Today it's holding steady at about the same point. It's almost like nobody's doing anything in the markets today. So I really kind of expect rates, possibly, if we're going to see movement, maybe later this week when the employment situation comes out, depending on where that goes. So we could have some volatility late in the week, but right now we're holding pretty steady. Your homebuyer tip of the day. This may be evident, it may not be evident, and you may not have done this, or you may. The first step, or I should say the second step after doing your budget, which is what I had spoken about a couple days ago, is going to be getting pre-approved. You're going to want to get pre-approved before you actually go out and shop for a house. The reason being is that you'll know what you can afford. You'll see any pitfalls that you may run into from your financial situation or the type of property you're looking at, and you'll just have a good idea of what to expect throughout the entire process. So you'll have the ammo you need, and most realtors are going to ask you to get pre-approved. They may show you a house or two, but they're going to want to make sure that you are well qualified to purchase something before going out with you and looking at a ton of stuff. So the first step is to get pre-approved or pre-qualified. The difference in terminology there is, and people bandy these two terms about pretty interchangeably. In my definition, is pre-approval is when we take, as a mortgage loan originator, whether you're dealing with a banker, a broker, whoever you may be dealing with, is when we take your documentation, meaning your pay stubs, your tax returns, your W-2s, your bank account statements, we run your credit, and we send that all into underwriting with a property address to be determined. So basically what we're doing is what we call a credit pre-approval. Pre-approving you subject to finding a property that meets the criteria. So that's what we call an underwriting pre-approval. Not as common these days because that takes some time and expense on the underwriting side of things to do, and not a lot of lenders are going to want to do it. It can be done, and we certainly will if we feel that we really need to, if the situation is pretty borderline. But more commonly, you're going to be getting a pre-qualification, which is where you're dealing with an experienced, or hopefully experienced, loan originator, and we look at your scenario. We don't go through all the documentation in total detail unless we think we need to, and we say, based on our experience, that we feel you'll be able to obtain a mortgage for whatever amount that we pre-qualify you for. So that's based on our experience. It can be done much quicker than an actual underwriting pre-approval, and depending on the situation, one or the other may be warranted. Most of the time, I'm going to say 95% of the time, you're going to be looking at just the pre-qualification as necessary. And that's it for today, guys. Stay dry out there. Be careful on the slippery roads if you live anywhere in the Northeast, or pretty much the rest of the country for that matter. And we'll be back tomorrow with the rate report and homebuyer tip of the day.